Hi everybody, my name is Jessie and I do perfume reviews in ASMR format. So if you like perfume and also if you like ASMR, you are in a good place for our video today. So today I'm doing soft spoken. I'm not doing a single perfume review. I'm actually going to be reviewing fragrances that I think are good for wedding season, which in my mind is sort of like June would be like quintessential wedding season. So a lot of these fragrances are somewhat seasonally based, but also too just weddings. When I think of weddings, I think of floral, fresh, bright, and just like beautiful and pretty and elegant and feminine. Obviously a wedding can look however you want it to, and that's the whole point because it's your wedding. So it's like just, you can follow as little or as much or as little tradition as you want. But anyway, just to be clear that most of these are more like sort of stereotypical wedding fragrances, floral, fresh, pretty sort of scents. And I myself am getting married this upcoming August, at the end of August, so I've been thinking a lot about wedding fragrances for that reason, and one of these fragrances in here I'm likely going to be wearing at my wedding, unless I find something that I like even better. So you can all put your guesses in the comments on which one you think I'm going to go with. I haven't decided yet, so I really don't know, but it's kind of exciting to be like, ooh, what fragrance do I want to wear on my special day? Okay, so I'm going to go over some bottles that I have, firstly, and then secondly, I've got some fragrance samples as well that I will go over, and it'll be a good time. So grab a cup of coffee or tea or cocoa, and yeah. So first fragrance that I have, this one is called Blanca, and it's by Oscar de la Renta. It's got this beautiful bottle with these flowers in the front, and this fragrance is a white floral and fresh green scent. It's very springtime. It's like a bouquet of white flowers, and there's some green nuances with the like the stems in there. It also has a note of pear, and it's a little bit musky. So really pretty. Bella Blanca. I feel like this is like, these first few that I'm gonna go over, I would say are like very just like, to me, stereotypical wedding fragrances. And of course too, like, because typically wedding dresses are white, typically, and so to me, when I wear perfume, I'm often thinking about the color as well that I'm wearing. And so white, obviously I'm kind of thinking about that when I'm choosing perfumes, which you don't have to, but anyway, this one's Bella Blanca. Blanca meaning white, so beautiful white, I think that's what it means. So definitely makes me think of like just a beautiful white wedding gown. Okay, next, I've talked about this quite a bit. This is Chloe Eau de Toilette, but really like any of the Chloes would work. The Eau de Parfum. But yeah, this scent is just super beautiful. It's a rose dominant scent. It's also got quite a bit of citrus as well, so it's just a very, it's so beautiful. It's just beautiful, dewy, fresh rose, a little bit musky, maybe almost like a touch green, just really pretty rose. Like, if nothing else, you just cannot go wrong with this as a wedding scent. Just cannot. So pretty. So that is Chloe Eau de Toilette. Next one I have This is Eternity Moment by Calvin Klein. Oh my goodness, I forgot to tell you about my outfit because I always try to dress on theme. So I'm wearing white. It's not a wedding dress, but I'm wearing white because I will be wearing white when I get married. White and maybe a little something else. And then I've got these fun, beautiful pink, like peony earrings and a slightly pink lip. So anyway, just wanted to say that. I don't know why, I really think of like a pink perfume for wedding, like light pink or white. So a lot of these bottles are like light pink or white. But anyway, this is Eternity Moment by Calvin Klein. This is a flanker to the original, which is called Eternity, which I've never actually smelled, but I know that one came out a long time ago. Anyway, Eternity Moment, this one is a very beautiful, just extremely floral fragrance. Peony is the main note, and it does just smell like very juicy, watery peonies, and it also has some fruity notes in it. It has a note of guava and also lychee, so just like fresh, kind of watery fruits, but mostly I just get like very luscious, soft peony. So this is very floral. If you're not into florals, you might not like this, but to me, it's not a sharp white floral. It's a very soft, beautiful, like lush floral, kind of like Chanel Chance au Tendre, if you've ever smelled that one. Okay, next, I have this little mini, so cute, of Jo Malone's English Pear and Freesia. And this fragrance is dominant in Pear and Freesia. So it is so nice. It is very fresh because of the Pear and Freesia. So light, kind of white color is what I get. But there's also patchouli, which I do get, but it's very well blended and just subtly mixed in. There's also some musk that comes through for me. So this is just like super pretty. Again, one of, to me, like a very quintessential sort of wedding fragrance. So classy and floral and fresh and just really pretty. So that is English Pear and Freesia by Jo Malone. Okay, so then it kind of moving into like a second category. Those four were the stereotypical, like to me, stereotypical wedding scents that I have bottles of. This next category is like scents that to me are like either a little more bold or a little more different, but like still, I think still to me could like definitely read as a wedding scent or be appropriate for a wedding. I mean, anything's appropriate for a wedding. It's like your wedding, right? But anyway, you get the point, I think. Okay, so next, this is Coco Mademoiselle, super popular, best-selling Chanel fragrance. This fragrance, what can I say? It's just so beautiful and elegant to me, so why not at a wedding? The reason I don't think of it as like as stereotypical of a sort of wedding scent is because it definitely has a prominent note of patchouli, and it's kind of woody as well, and just like a little bit heavier is not quite the right word, but it's got a little more like oomph and like classy spice to it, you know. It's got quite a bit of citrus though in the top notes, and rose is the main floral you get, and then there's patchouli and musk in the base, as well as vetiver. So it's got like, yeah, some kind of patchouli and woodiness, but it's just very clean and classy and timeless smelling. So I feel like this would be great, especially if you have a fall or winter wedding. Oh my gosh, I feel like if I had a fall or winter wedding, I would totally be more likely to go for something like this. So that is Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel. Okay, next, this one here is Narciso, and it's just called Narciso. It is the white cube. Love the bottle. This is a gardenia dominant scent, so it's floral, but it's an extremely musky floral. This is a musk bomb. It's powdery, musky, a little bit woody, and prominent in gardenia, but it's like such a creamy, fluffy, cloudy gardenia. I just think like white or like blue, purple, white, very light colored clouds. That's what I think, and I think of like angels when I think of this fragrance. The reason I put it in the like slightly less traditional category is that it's just it's a beast. It's a bit of a beast. Like a couple sprays and everybody's gonna be smelling you. So go easy on it unless you want to really make a statement, which maybe you do. But yeah, really pretty. So that is Narciso by Narciso Rodriguez. Alright, moving on. This is my beloved Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche. So another Chanel fragrance. Chanel is, to me, like, not that I'm like an expert with perfumes in general, but especially it's not like I know a lot about Chanel, but the ones that I have smelled of Chanel to me are just all classy and beautiful, and I do really like them. And if you don't like patchouli, you probably will not like a lot of Chanel brands, but I just find that the patchouli is always what makes their fragrances so amazing, in my opinion. So anyway, the fresh, the Eau Fraiche, as you can see, it's in a green bottle, so it is more of a fresh, kind of green, woody, citrusy sort of scent. So yeah, it's, again, this would be like a great one, I think, for like, well, I don't know. I was gonna say fall, but like also summer too. I don't know. It's fresh, but it's a little bit woody, and the patchouli kind of grounds it and makes it a little bit almost like earthy, spicy. Spicy's not the right word, but you know what I mean, like patchouli. So pretty. Yeah, definitely citrus. You got citrus, you got woodiness, you got the patchouli. It's really not a floral scent, so if you're not big on florals, this could be a good route. This is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so pretty. It's slightly unisex leaning, but to me, like, it's still totally feminine. And I wore this the other day, and my fiance, I'm having such a hard time with using that word, but he was like, ooh, I really, really like this. So it's approved by him if I were to wear it for my wedding. So that is Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche. Okay, moving on. Next one we have here, this is called Ellie Saab Les Parfums. So this fragrance is, this is mostly white floral and honey. That's like pretty much all I get. It's very intoxicating. It's an intoxicating scent. It smells like something that a bee would want to pollinate. Like a bee would be like, oh, you know. I mean, it smells kind of bee-ish because of the honey. But anyway, yeah, this is just jasmine and orange blossom, and then honey. There's also patchouli and cedar and rose, but really I'm just getting pretty much just like the honey and white florals. So it's a very beautiful, elegant scent, but like to me it's like it reads as a little bit more regal and a little bit more bold, not so much like light, pretty, girly girl. What am I trying to say? It's a little bit more like grown up, mature, regal sort of woman. That's what I would say about this. Like a little more matronly. So that is Elie Saab Les Parfums. Les Parfums. I'm so bad at saying that word. Parfum. I think it's parfum. I should know. It's like the most commonly used word that I say in French. Okay, so this next one is My Way by Giorgio Armani, and this is actually the My Way Floral edition. So there was the My Way, and there's the My Way Intense, and then this is the My Way Floral flanker. Cat hair on my face. Really pretty bottle. I'm like a sucker for a small bottle, and I'm also a sucker for a frosted glass bottle. So hello, this is like right up my alley. So anyway, My Way, very popular, very like best-selling perfume that came out I think in 2020. Super dominant in tuberose, and I think the original also had like orange or bergamot. I don't know, but I'm looking at the notes for the My Way Floral, and it's similar. It does have tuberose again, and also orange blossom, which is in the original. But this one has quite a bit of like citrusy, almost green to it, because it has neroli, it has green mandarin, and bitter orange. So to me, this is sweet. It's a sweet white floral, sweet from the tuberose and orange blossom, and it's also fresh and citrusy. So it's a little bit lighter than the original My Way, and certainly the My Way Intense. But why was this not in the stereotypical wedding category? Because to me, at least, this is like kind of a little bit almost too sweet. It's like it's very sweet. It's kind of bubblegummy sweet because of the tuberose. So again, like, probably wouldn't want to overspray this unless, of course, you do. And then great, you do you. But like, if you don't want to have like a huge presence at your wedding, huge scent bubble, then just a few sprays I think would be really nice. So that is My Way Floral by Giorgio Armani. Okay, moving on. This is a scent that I absolutely love. This is a Moschino Glamour, and I think that this is discontinued. I'm not certain, but it might be discontinued, but you can find it for very affordable online. I think I found this for $35 on Mercari. This is absolutely beautiful to me. This is it's a floral scent, but it's very like light florals, white florals mainly. And this has a note of salt in it, which I love salt. I love salt in my perfumes. To me, it always rounds out the fragrance really nicely. Just adds like more depth, and it makes it rounder. I know that doesn't make sense, but like it smooths out the sharp edges to me. It makes it warmer. So this almost comes off as like a touch tropical or beachy, but like only because of the salt. I mean, yeah, only because of the salt, but it's almost like it would be kind of like soapy white florals, except that it has the salt, so it's not like quite as like soapy as you would expect. I feel like I'm struggling to describe this accurately, but it has notes of tangerine blossom and hibiscus and orchid and water lily, the salt, and it's also got some musk. It's just so pretty. I don't know. I can't explain it, but I love it. This is definitely a more intimate scent. Whenever I have worn this, it does not project a whole lot. However, I do continue to get little whiffs of it throughout the day that surprise me, so it kind of sneaks up on you. I feel like you could overspray more so with this one and still be not a huge presence. So really nice scent, Moschino Glamour. Okay, so now I'm going to move into the third and final category that I made, and this category is the, like, what would you say, minimalist, more like skin scent, subtle category, which I know for a lot of people. Oh, there's a cute little bird outside. Oh my gosh, so cute. For a lot of women on their wedding day, they might not want to like smell too strongly. If you're at all worried about like drawing any excess attention to yourself, because good God, like you're going to be drawing so much attention to yourself. Like if anybody else has a little anxiety around that, you're not alone. So if you don't want to draw any excess attention to yourself with your scent, these perfumes I think would be good ones to look at. So this one is called Clean Skin by Clean Beauty Collective. That's the brand. Clean Skin. There's also the Clean Skin Reserve Blend, which is in a different bottle and smells slightly different. This one I think is more traditionally, stereotypically wedding appropriate, because this to me is mostly florals and musk and maybe a little bit of like watery fruits, but it's more so floral, whereas the Clean Skin Reserve Blend is a little bit more like salty, and I think it has like a leather note, but it's not very prominent. But anyway, this one is so pretty. This one is musk, and it's got some floral notes and like I think honeydew or some sort of melon, but it's just very, very subtle, very pretty, and definitely more of a skin scent. So yeah, just chill, like musky, happy sort of scent. So that is Clean Skin by Clean Beauty Collective. Okay, second in this category is Bvlgari Omnia Crystalline, and I have a mini of it, but it sprays, and this is not what the traditional bottle looks like, but it's the same scent. This one is so stunning to me. It's just like musky, woody, kind of aquatic, watery, and subtle, but like still has a presence. It has a note of bamboo, pear, lotus, and tea, and then also musk. Those are kind of the main ones that come through to me. So really interesting. A little bit green because of the bamboo and tea, but yeah, musky. I would say this is intoxicating. Like, it's not your typically what you'd think about when you think about intoxicating, but to me this is a subtly intoxicating scent. It's just like very, very pretty and like watery, and I don't know, I just think this would be a perfect wedding scent as well. But it's on the lighter, more intimate, inoffensive side. So yeah, Bvlgari Omnia Crystalline. Okay, and then lastly in this category is Ellis Brooklyn Myth. Don't know why this is in a black, this has a black label. I've said that before. This deserves a, I would say, light pink or light purple label, and that would look so cute because they don't have any like light purple labels. But this is a musky floral. It's an extremely soft floral, very smooth, not sharp at all. It's also pretty subtle. Like, you really do have to spray quite a bit of this to get the scent going, and the longevity is not great, but you know, it's, the scent to me is just so beautiful and soft and feminine and pretty. This has, again, it has lotus, so similar to the Bvlgari Omnia Crystalline, this also has lotus. It also has musk and ambrette, which is a plant-derived musk, so very soft, pillowy, There's also some orchid and jasmine and a little bit of cedar and patchouli, but mostly to me I'm just getting like musky, soft florals. So really pretty, absolutely gorgeous. Myth by Ellis, Brooklyn. Okay, alright, so this next phase I'm just going to be showing you some samples that I have. Some of these are carded samples and some of them don't have the cards, but these are just some samples that I pulled from my collection that I thought were also good wedding scents. Let me know if you guys agree, because you know what, I have to tell you something. I know like nothing about weddings and I'm just starting to learn. I was raised by very like alternative parents. I did not go to a wedding until I was like 23, and it was in Mexico, and I'm just clueless. I did some catering in my 20s, teens, 20s, I don't know. I did some catering for weddings, so I did see some weddings, but I just, most of my friends like don't get married or like don't have that many friends working on that, but like, so I just feel kind of clueless about weddings, and now I'm getting married and I'm supposed to be doing this wedding thing, and it's like fun but also terrifying. So anyway, I'm just making some guesses about like what I think would be good wedding scents. I honestly did not even look at other people's suggestions. Like I thought about it. I was like, oh, I could see what other people say is good for wedding scents, but I honestly just wanted to kind of give you my thoughts on what I think are good wedding scents, because that's what I do on this channel. It's just like my perspective, right? So anyway, so tell me if you agree or not on these. I'm curious what you would wear at your wedding. So this is Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet. So like, duh, right? Like good wedding scent. Blooming Bouquet sounds like it would be. Yeah, this is just a fresh floral scent, dominant in rose and peony. And I'm also seeing it has apricot and peach and mandarin orange. So yeah, just a really pretty fresh, fruity floral. Probably a bit like Eternity Moment, I'm guessing, but I'm not gonna spray this one right now, but I might spray some of these other ones. Okay. Next we have Creed. And this one is called Love in White. So if you feel like spending a bunch of money on yourself, you can go out and buy a Creed fragrance. I do not know how much this is, probably like $300 or so. But you know, if you love it that much, then get it, right? It's your wedding, and especially if you're able to like save some money on the dress or whatever, like who cares? Like if you can afford it and you love it, then great. So this scent, Love in White, doesn't it kind of make you think of a wedding? I'm sure that there's been some women who have worn this at a wedding. I'm gonna just spray a little bit of it because I totally don't even know what this smells like, but I see that it has magnolia and jasmine, which are some white florals. This is pretty. It is like a powdery floral, but it's like a floral that's kind of toned down because it's got some powdery notes, and it's also got sandalwood, vanilla, and ambergris. It's also got some iris in it, so it's just really pretty powdery floral. So that is Love in White by Creed. Okay, next this is L'eau à la rosée by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This is a rose scent. It's a very fresh, watery rose. It has notes of lychee and pear, which are both very watery fruits, and then it has 2 types of rose: peony, violet, and musk. So like, this is so pretty. It's so pretty. I would buy it if it were not so dang expensive. Yeah, I would 100% buy this if it were not so dang expensive, but I have some other rose scents that are really nice, and yeah, so anyway, again, if you feel like spending some money on yourself, this is a good one. Okay, this is a more affordable fragrance. This is Amazing Grace Philosophy, and this is the Magnolia edition, but there's just the original Amazing Grace, which would also be great. Both of these would be more on the minimalist end. The inoffensive, is she even wearing much of a scent at all sort of end of things, just not as like strong in their projection or longevity. But this is a fresh floral, dominant in magnolia. It's also got some musk, and I see it has bergamot and nectarine. So that is Amazing Grace, Magnolia. Very pretty and light. Okay, and then here's my last carded sample. This one is Lancome Idole. This is another rose scent. Gosh, like all of those had rose in them, I think. This is another rose dominant scent, and it also has pear in it. So it's like a very fresh, kind of watery and musky rose. I think those are the 3 main notes I get: rose, pear, and musk. It's also got a touch of pink pepper, just to give it a little touch of spiciness, touch of interest. So that is Lancome Idole. Okay, and then moving into my non-carded samples, this is Lalique L'amore, which I assume means love, amor. So this fragrance is really pretty. I think this is sort of in the realm of either like Chloe or maybe almost like Chanel Chance au Tendre. This is so pretty. This is like white florals. It also has a little bit of rose, and then it's got some musk and a woodiness in the base, and it's also got neroli and bergamot. So it's like fresh white floral dominant with a slightly woody, musky base. L'Amour by Lalique. Really pretty fragrance. Okay, I've referenced this several times, so here it finally is. Chanel Chance au Tendre. I showed you the Chanel Chance au Fraiche. This is the Chanel Chance au Tendre, and this is the EDP version, and I do personally prefer the EDP to the EDT. The EDT is a lot more fresh and citrusy and shampooy, bright. The EDP is softer, floral, soft, not as sharp and bright. They're both nice, but this one to me smells more expensive and more pretty. This is dominant in rose, but like if you don't like rose, I feel like you might like this. It's just really pretty. It also has quince, which is a beautiful fruit that almost has a sort of soft floralness to it as well. And then this has musk, so it's just very pretty, soft, floral, slightly fruity floral. So that is Chanel Chance au Tendre. Okay, and then this is Parfum de Marley, Delina, La Rosée. So the La Rosée is a flanker to the original Delina, which is a very, very popular niche fragrance by the house of Parfums de Marley. This fragrance is super pretty. It's another fresh rose scent. So it's got rose, it's got lychee and pear. It's also got peony, and it has watery notes. So it's almost like a watery aquatic rose, kind of in the realm of Chloe, I would say, but not totally the same, but super pretty. Could not go wrong with this if you were down to spend quite a bit of money, or heck, just buy some samples. That will get you through the wedding for sure. So that is Parfum de Marley, Delina La Rosée edition. Okay, and then this is a sample from Nordstrom. It is Frederic Malle En Passant, which I think means in passing. My fiance is taking out the trash right now. I think it means in passing, en passant in French. This is a very, very pretty lilac scent. It's a fresh aquatic lilac. Very simple. It has lilac, watery notes, cucumber, wheat, and petitgrain. So it's like, yeah, I do get a little bit of the wheat, but it kind of rounds it out because the cucumber and watery notes make it very fresh and aquatic, and the wheat kind of grounds it a little bit, and you definitely get the lilac, but I like lilac, but more so on the tree. I don't always like it in fragrances, but I love this one. It's very soft and not like sharp and super pungent. Very pretty. So that is En Passant by Frederic Malle. And oh my gosh, if you were getting married in the spring when the lilac is blooming, and well, especially if you had like lilac in your floral arrangements, this would be so pretty. Okay, and last but not least, this is another Chloe scent, and this is Chloe Love Story. This one is so pretty. The bottle is so pretty. It's a very romantic looking bottle, and it's called Love Story. So I mean, doesn't this just make you think of a wedding? Come on. I'm gonna give it a smell because I want to remember exactly what this smells like. So pretty. All of the Chloe fragrances are so pretty, but this one is more white floral dominant, whereas this one is more rose dominant. This also has quite a bit of citrus in it. So white floral, citrus, and a little bit of fruits in it as well as a kind of musky, slightly woody base. So this is really pretty. Yeah, just really pretty, soft, but also kind of fresh, musky, floral. So that is Chloe, A Love Story. Yeah. Okay, everybody, so that is all that I have for you today. Yeah, leave me a comment what your thoughts are, which of these you would wear, which of these you like, what are some things that I didn't say that you would personally wear on your wedding? What would be your dream wedding scent? Or maybe you're not ever wanting to get married, that's cool too. But anyway, that's my video. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll catch you all another time soon. And you all be well.